In this episode, I'm going to look at the Thrunite TC20. This is a rechargeable LED lithium-ion waterproof, drop-proof flashlight. We're going to put this one through its paces and see how it stands up. In this episode, we're going to look at the Thrunite TC20. This is a compact LED flashlight that really packs a punch. Specifications for this one, and we're going to put this one through its test here in a few minutes. But specifications for this lamp, it features the second generation of Cree XHP70 LED, and it produces 3,800 lumens, a maximum beam distance of 320 meters. It features an anti-reflective coated ultra-clear toughened glass lens, an orange peel reflector, working voltage 2.75 to 4.2. It's made out of aluminum, and it's got a premium hard anodized surface or finish. Weighs in at 148 grams. Here's our specifications, our output specifications. So it'll run at 3,800 lumens for 130 minutes, 1,800 lumens for 145 minutes. That's high, turbo and then high. Medium, 320 lumens for 10.2 hours. Low, 38 lumens for 46 hours. And Firefly mode, it will run for 37 days, which is a half a lumen. So when they say Firefly, they really mean it. It's quite dim. It's just enough to see at night. Strobe puts out 2,280 lumens and it'll run for 90 minutes. That's good if you're using it as a headlight on a bicycle, so you can be seen. Distance it will throw is 320 meters. The intensity is 25,518 CDs. Has an impact resistance of 1.5 meters, and it's IPX8 certification to 2 meters. Power indicator has a light on the side here on the button. Blue means you've got 21 to 100% of power. Red is 11 to 20%, and flashing red is 1 to 10% and off. Well, it won't turn on at all. The flashlight won't turn on. How you operate this one here, power button on and off. It will remember the prior brightness, so I'll just show it on the bench here. There's 4 power settings. So first of all, if the power is off and you press and hold the switch, it goes into Firefly mode, which is that. When you press the switch, it will remember what mode it was in. So there's low. If I want to go to the next setting, I press and hold the switch. That's medium. Press and hold the switch again. That's high. And then back to low. Power switch off and on. It has a memory, so it remembers what mode it's in. In any mode, if you double click the switch, it goes into turbo mode, which is the full brightness mode. And if you double click it a second time, it goes into strobe mode. And then when you turn it off, it comes back on the setting. Battery wise, let's take this thing apart and show you guys what's in it first of all. It's powered by a gigantic 5,000 milliamp hours, so 5 amp hour, 3.7 volt. It's a 26650 cell. Comes with the battery. You can charge it up using the USB charger that's built in. Just pop open the side here. Or is it this one? There it is. Pop open the side, plug it in, it'll charge up, so you don't need an external charger. Although if you have one, it'll charge up a little faster. There's the flashlight head itself. Everything's sealed on here. The lens is sealed. There's an O-ring to keep moisture out on both sides here. We're going to put this thing through its paces. I'm going to drop this thing into water. We're going to drop it on the ground. And when it gets dark, I'm going to take it out and we're going to see how this performs, and I'll compare it to a couple of other flashlights that I have of different brand. Even comes with the serial number on it. Warranty is 2 years, free replacement. And of course, because it's sold through Amazon, you get a 30-day refund policy on Amazon like everything else. Lifetime maintenance, so if after 2 years, they'll provide maintenance for the cost of the part, but you got to pay for the shipping. Some warnings on here. It says Thrunite flashlights are high-intensity lighting devices capable of causing eye injury or other damage. So don't look at the light. And it says in order to protect the battery and driver circuit, we don't recommend you run it at maximum mode more than 10 minutes. So that's the turbo mode, because it is going to get warm. Also in the package, a USB charge cable and I guess it's a hand strap so you can put it around your wrist. And it also comes with a belt holster. So you can clip it through your belt, and then your flashlight will be safe. You can carry it with you, just like that. So you've got it with you. Has the included accessories. Now let's take this thing and abuse it a bit and see how it fares. As I say, the light throws off a fair bit of heat from this LED. To give you an idea how much heat this thing throws off, let's just see what happens if I turn it on to turbo mode and point it at this bit of black styrofoam. I do believe we have smoke. It's just crazy, the heat that's thrown off of this light. It's making the styrofoam hot and making the styrofoam smoke. It's crazy. This is insane, the amount of light off this thing. It'll be interesting to see how well this one performs when we take it down to the park tonight once it gets nice and dark. Hopefully it's not going to be raining, so that way I can take my camera out. But we're going to take it down to the park like I did for the last couple of flashlights. We'll take it to the same place and see how much light it throws up. But look at that reflector, it's insane. For the drop test, I'm taking this thing out. It's dark out here now. For the drop test, I'm going to throw this thing in my backyard. So here's the light. Bright as anything. It's raining out tonight, so you can see just how bright this light is. It's shining it up to the trees, right up to the top there. It is. This isn't even full power. If I double click it, now it's on full power. This thing's incredible how bright this is. I'm going to take it up to the park, but it's raining, so I kind of got to try and do this without getting the camera saturated. But we'll be taking it up to the park in a minute. But what I wanted to show here is I want to show the drop test. So here's the ground. And I'm going to hold the light up. It says it can be dropped from 1.5 meters, so that's about 1.5 meters. We'll just drop the lamp straight down here and see what it does. No worse for wear. Okay. Did anything break? Doesn't look like anything broke on here. The next test we're going to do with this thing is I'm going to drop this into a saltwater aquarium, turned on, and we'll see if it fills up with water. After a few minutes in the saltwater aquarium, I've now rinsed this off in fresh water. We're going to check it out and make sure that there's been no ingress of any water in any way into the unit itself. So let's just take it apart and see if any water got past any of the seals. I don't see any evidence that there's been any water get into the battery. Everything is dry. Open up the other. Once again, no ingress past the O-ring. I think it's living up to its claim of being waterproof. Close-up shot here. So you can see that there's no moisture's gotten into the unit itself. Any water you see on the outside here is just water I haven't been able to dry. We're going to obviously look at that USB port and see whether anything got into there as well. Because if it's going to leak, that's probably where it is going to leak. If it leaked, I've just ruined it, because that was salt water. And of course, salt water is pretty corrosive. So I'm just going to make sure that I got this all dry here around the port before I open it up. Okay, let's take a look and see that it is actually dry. No water anywhere got into this flashlight. And that was in 2 feet of water, because that's what that aquarium is, 2 feet deep. So 90 gallon. So we've dropped it, as you can see from the scratches. Nothing broke. I dunked it in water. Nothing leaked. Last thing to do on this is we're going to take this out, and I'm going to put it out in the park, and we're going to try it and put it up against the 3 Astrolux that I've got, so we can compare the different beams to the Astrolux and the Thrunite. Let's go and check that out. Okay, the rain has let up for a minute here. I have the Astrolux. This is the small one, the little flutter. It's called the BLF Special. This is their flutter, and I've got it on the full power setting, just so we can see how well this one throws to the trees in the background there, as you can see. And I'm now going to switch over to the Thrunite TC20. So that's Astrolux. I'm gonna find my power button on here. The only complaint of this is, where's the power button? You got to kind of feel for it. So there is the BLF Special Astrolux, and there is the Thrunite. So again, Astrolux, Thrunite, and this is not the brightest setting either. If I click it twice, this is the brightest setting. Now, as you can see, this is a flutter, so it throws a lot of light. Covers a really large area. As you can see, I'm lighting that park up all the way down to the little gazebo down there. I can see that clear as day. Even if I zoom the camera downfield here, that's a lot of light. We'll go back to the other one by comparison. So there's the Astrolux out there in the distance. Astrolux, Thrunite. No comparison. Astrolux looks kind of dim by comparison. Thrunite. Let's look at the tree. A wide shot here. So there's the Thrunite. And there's the Astrolux. No comparison. Also, the color, the CRI is superior. And then back off into the distance here. We'll go back to the Astrolux. Back to the Thrunite. Okay, now we're going to compare it to, I'm going to compare this to a couple of my other Astrolux that I brought with me. These ones have got, of course, much narrower beams, so I'm just going to get them onto their brightest setting for this demonstration. So this first one I'm going to compare it to is this is the S2, just so you can see by comparison that the S2 has a much narrower beam. And the other one I'm going to compare it to is the C8, the Thrunite, and then I'll go over to the Astrolux C8, and you can see this one's got a very, very narrow beam by comparison. Very narrow. So this one would be good for looking for something in extreme, distance, because it does have better throw, but it also only covers a very, very small area of light compared to that, which lights up everything. So myself, I prefer the Flutter Superior, because you see everything. It's got about the same amount, almost the same amount of throw, but it's lighting up a much wider area. Okay, that's the nighttime performance. It's not the best night to shoot because it's kind of foggy here today. As you can probably see the beam from the flashlight in the camera. As you probably see on this one, you can actually see the beam because it's kind of foggy tonight. So it's not the best night for shooting, but it still gives you a pretty good representation as to how well this light works. And we did the dunk test. We threw it in an aquarium. I did the drop test. Everything's fantastic. Even has a little indicator on here that flashes, so it goes red when the battery needs to be recharged, and then it starts flashing red when the battery gets to be really weak. But hey, this thing's the real deal. I like it. It's become my new favorite flashlight, my new favorite torch. That and the headlight, the Thrunite headlight that I use at work when I'm splicing fiber, is fantastic. Okay, that's about it here. Gotta turn this thing out before someone calls the cops on me. We'll go back to the studio. So these were the other 3 flashlights I used in the comparison, and really there wasn't a comparison because the Thrunite TC 20 just kicked butt on the other 3. Thanks for watching.